Hey 49ers fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into our weekly San Francisco 49ers video here on Chat Sports. This one, all about grading the San Francisco's 2019 NFL Draft. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. First off, throw them all up on the board there. Here are your 8 newest San Francisco 49ers. Again, Nick Bosa, Deebo Samuel, Jalen Hurd, Mitch Wishnowsky, Dre Greenlaw, Kaden Smith, Justin Skule, and Tim Harris are all the latest drafted by the San Francisco 49ers. So starting right off, my overall grade for the entire 49ers draft is going to be a B-. I like a lot of what they did, and we're going to go into it pick by pick. I would have liked a little bit more corner help, and we'll again explain that a little bit later on. But right now, a B- in the NFL draft is not a bad place to be, and again, I really like what the San Francisco 49ers were able to do. So what do you guys think? Grade the draft as a whole right now, down below A through F. You can get a little plus minus, you know, B plus, B minus if you guys want to get really, really technical. But again, I want to hear from you guys. What were your thoughts on the overall draft? Let's start with the second overall pick in the NFL draft. The Niners selected Nick Bosa, the defensive end, out of Ohio State. Listen, he's the best pass rusher in the entire draft. The 49ers had a lot of debate whether it would be him or Quinnen Williams internally, but in the end, they decided to go with Nick Bosa. And now, you look at this defensive line, look at this pass rush, it's approaching elite levels here. Again, you just throw them up. Here's the 4 wide, potentially how the starting 4 could look like. Bosa, DJ Jones, DeForest Buckner, and D Ford, of course, they acquired from Kansas City. But that's going to be able to rotate, right? You can rotate Solomon Thomas in there. You can rotate Eric Armstead in there. It's going to be a rotational defensive line by committee, and I absolutely love what the 49ers did at the number 2 overall pick. Now, there were some other guys on the board, and throw them up here right now. Quinnen Williams, Devin White, Josh Allen, and Ed Oliver. The only one I think that they debated on was Quinnen Williams, who eventually went to number 3 by the New York Jets. But overall, they've been high on Bosa since the start, and I'm totally fine with them taking Bosa at number 2. I know, I'm pretty sure a lot of my other 49ers pre-draft videos, you guys in the comments down below really wanted Nick Bosa. So again, if you like the pick, go ahead and go down now and grade it A through F. I'm always curious your guys' thoughts. In the second round, wide receiver, there it was. We mentioned on this show the 49ers are probably going to use their second round draft pick, number 36 overall, to go and get a wide receiver, and that was South Carolina's Deebo Samuel. Listen, the 49ers loved him when they got to see him at the Senior Bowl. Not the tallest, 5'11", 215 pounds, has had some injury concerns, but many people considered him to be one of the best wide receivers in the NFL draft. So now the 49ers wide receiver chart looks a little bit different. Deebo Samuel, Marcus Goodwin, Dante Pettis, Jordan Matthews, and one other wide receiver we're going to talk about in a second. They went out and got weapons for Jimmy Garoppolo, and now the receiving core, again, it's not like it's at an elite level. I mean, you're still playing with Jordan Matthews and Marquise Goodwin. It's not like they're, you know, Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham, but at least they addressed the position. Now the hope is that Deebo Samuel can grow to become possibly a number 1 target for Jimmy Garoppolo. Other people who are available at 36, Jojuan Williams, Greedy Williams was also there, who I think a lot of people on draft boards were really high on until he fell pretty far. And then the other two up there, Ben Managu, as well as Nasir Adderley, were also on the board at number 36 overall. So grade this pick. We know you guys wanted a wide receiver. Is this the wide receiver that you guys wanted at 36? Let me know in the comments down below. The shock of the 49ers draft came in the 3rd round, number 67 overall, from my alma mater, Jalen Hurd, the wide receiver out of Baylor. Listen, first off, total shock for everybody. I was surprised when this happened. He's the opposite of Deebo Samuel. 6'5", 226 pounds, will be a work in progress, right? Was a running back at Tennessee, went to Baylor, transferred to Baylor, became a wide receiver. Still needs some help in route running, but has all the physical tools to be a great receiver. And 49ers fans, I'm biased because I went to Baylor, but I will say this. You guys should be very excited about Jalen Hurd, regardless of if they spend a 3rd round draft pick on him or not. What Kyle Shanahan's going to be able to do with this guy, just wait and see. I think you guys are going to be very, very excited. And again, throw out the other 4 players that you could have had, and a lot of debate on which one of these you might have liked more, but I'm totally fine with going back-to-back wide receiver in the 2nd and 3rd round because it was a huge position of need, and really, you got 2 different ones who can actually work together on the field to make a nice tandem, nice targets for Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, grade the pick. But remember, he's going to take a little bit of time, and I think he's going to be great eventually. And also, you can also give me your thoughts on the 49ers taking back-to-back wide receivers on day 2, second and third round. So again, let me know in the comments down below. Now we get into the day 3 picks. And the day 3 picks, we'll go through them all, but as remember, you know, there's a reason that they're day 3. There's a reason they're 4th, 5th, and 6th round. So there's not as much upside as there is downside. But who knows? If one of these guys hits, becomes special, all more power to the 49ers and John Lynch, their GM, because again, they got a lot of players. So starting in the 4th round, 110 overall, Mitch Wishnowsky, a punter out of Utah. And so we all kind of went, it's a little high to draft a punter. He's the highest drafted punter since 2010, but it was a position of need, first off. And he's a rugby-style punter, which we know has had success in the NFL before. Also a Ray Guy finalist for the best punter in the nation. So he's really, 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 really good as a punter. There's a reason that you got him in the 4th round, but I think a lot of us are going to sit here and go, there wasn't anyone else you'd rather have. You throw up the other 4 guys on the list. Kendall Sheffield, the cornerback out of Ohio State. Christian Miller, Amani Hooker, and Isaiah Johnson were all there as well. So I'm curious, your guys' grade on this pick. Let me know in the comments down below. I think, you know, hey, everyone needs a good punter, right? We watched the Super Bowl this past year. Patriots, you know, punted the ball a lot, so maybe you can look for an upside there in terms of the Niners drafting a punter in the 4th round. 5th round. Dre Greenlaw, the linebacker out of Arkansas, number 148 overall. Now, they addressed the linebacker, and, you know, you could always use more depth at the linebacker position. A 4.64 40 at the NFL Combine. Will probably be a special teamer. He'll back up Warner or Alexander throughout the season. And then, of course, you know, if one got injured, you can move him in there. We don't expect him to start right away. He is rehabbing an ACL injury from what I heard, but he should be good to go for training camp and will be able to play this season, so don't need to worry. And perhaps maybe this is one of those steals where the injury made him fall a little bit further than he's actually rated, so you got a better player at a better value because of the injury. As always, the other 4 who were on the board, you can look at them right there. It's always curious to see who you guys thought they should have taken as you're sitting there watching the draft. DeAndre Walker out of Georgia with another linebacker still on the board there. So go ahead and grade this pick. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this one as well. Again, a little bit hard to do on day 3 when it's 5 through 7 because, again, a linebacker sounds good, 4.65 sounds good, but we got to see what he's going to be like on the field. But at least some special teams depth there and can maybe, you know, go earn yourself a starting position sometime in the future. In the 6th round, 176 overall, Kaden Smith, the tight end out of Stanford. Very excited about this one. Another, you know, add him to the list with George Kittle there. Huge red zone target, 6'5", and can also block. So that's kind of rare. You get one who can catch the ball pretty well, be a big red zone target, but can also get there and block in run and pass support. Needs work, but will be good depth behind George Kittle as well. Same as the linebacker position, right? Same as Greenwood. You sit there, Greenlaw. You sit there and you go, hey, he's going to be a backup. Hopefully he can play his way onto the field, and if he does, more power to the 49ers by having another good tight end on their roster. Again, up on the list, the 4 other players who were available at this point in the draft as well. Your guys' thoughts on this pick? Again, like we do all the picks, I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to be reading the comments. I want to know what you guys are thinking about each and every one of these San Francisco 49ers picks. 8 overall when they only came in today with 6. So, you know, trade back, get some added value. The next player on the board is an offensive tackle, 183 overall in the 6th round. This one is Justin Skule, the tackle out of Vanderbilt. I was actually watching a lot of his film a little bit earlier on today. He's a developmental future tackle. He can play as a swing tackle this year. He does need a lot of work. And so, again, this is someone you bring in and you build him and you hope that maybe in 2 or 3 years he's able to actually contribute in a starting role, maybe even 4 years. But for now, he's another body, another swing tackle, another camp body, and hopefully, you know, 6th-round draft pick should be able to make the team. Here are the other players who are also available on the board at that time, who we're getting close to the end, as again, 6th round, 183 overall. Finally, your final pick for the 49ers, the 2019 NFL Draft, 198 overall. Tim Harris, the cornerback out of Virginia in the 6th round. Good pro day numbers, fast, 4.43, 39-inch vertical leap, 6 seasons at UVA. So he's a seasoned veteran, essentially, at this point. But the 6 seasons were because of injury, right? So you got the medical extension, was able to play. He's added corner depth. I think the 49ers could use a little, I would have liked, this is the one for me. I'm fine with getting a cornerback in the 6th round, but I wish we would have spent maybe the 3rd round draft pick. Now, I know it's Jalen Hurd. Love Jalen Hurd. But would Jalen have been there later on, you could have spent your 3rd round draft pick on a corner to maybe get some better value there. Again, Tim Harris has the numbers, has the skill potential, but now you have to mold him and actually get him to be a top-rate corner out of the 6th round. So again, the 4 other players who are on the board here as well: Rashad Fenton, Duke Shelley, Jalen Jelks, and Travis Homer. Again, we're in the 6th round. We're late, so a lot of these names you guys probably will not recognize. But go ahead and grade this pick as well. It's the added cornerback depth that you technically needed, but at the same time, Richard Sherman's only getting older, and so I would have liked to have addressed it in the draft a little bit earlier. But again, beggars can't be choosers. It's fine. It was the worst secondary in the NFL last year, but it can only go up from there, right? So grade the pick, but also, as we put a bow on the entire NFL draft for the 49ers, which later round pick do you guys think has the biggest boom potential going forward? For me, I would have to say the tight end out of Stanford, Kaden Smith. You know, and again, later rounds, so 4th through 7th. They didn't pick in the 7th, but you know, your 4th round, your 5th round, your 6th round. So let me know in the comments down below. That's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed all the pre-draft coverage. We'll have plenty of more 49ers videos in the future. I, for one, like I said, B- grade on this draft. I like it a lot. I love the wide receivers. I love getting Nick Bosa. I would have liked to see a little bit more emphasis on the cornerback position earlier on in the draft, but that's just me, as you guys can always let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. For Chat Sports, I'm Thomas Mott signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.